send out a crew to trench wire to your home.
Well, there are guys that are running dry lines for those.
So I think the OSGi story here is to develop an open framework, regardless of the transport, regardless of the services, and create some sort of dynamic software
We got a question
framework.
in the back there.
So I'll answer your question another way. Another popular application for OSGi appears to me in the automotive and telematics space.
Absolutely.
Just as there are trials underway for home-oriented things, there are also people who are putting this in cars. You can imagine that. So they're taking an embedded compute platform, Shake and Vibe, ready, and they're embedding it in cars as a way to deploy services to the cars to meet the demands for vehicle drivers, safety security, diagnostics, maintenance, traffic and navigation. You can put a display on it, you get your navigation stuff, etc. So it's another kind of practical use. And from what I can tell, some of those field trials looks like they're going to go into vehicle lines in 05, 06 in consumer cars.
Yeah, I know I think all of the European car manufacturers are actually looking into this, and they're very actively participating in OSGi. I know that IBM, I don't know who's working with them actually. I have to take back the IBM, I don't know for sure. But I know...
Yes, they are.
Yeah. But I know that, for example, BMW is contributing quite heavily to this area.
I know the BMW guys are contributing. I know also Acuna out of the Netherlands, they're driving some of the pilots. Acuna is partially owned by General Motors and OnStar, so they're potentially partnering with OnStar of Europe.
Yeah,
OnStar,
There's a wireless car, there's a bunch of other kind of people involved with the pilots for that.
Cars will be easier to implement because typically it's a the manufacturer controls the environment. It's not like we go out and buy all this different stuff and throw it all
Technically,
together.
I would agree with you that it's easier for cars technically. I think the problem the car guys have are the business model behind it. What's the recurring revenue stream? How do they justify the expense of an embedded compute device in the vehicle, in the ubiquity play market where everybody has cell phones today, right? So
They have a much harsher environment. You can't think of it. If you're building hardware, you got to think about their environment. It jiggles, burns up, it freezes. It does a lot of strange things. Falls.
There are electronic suppliers to the automobile industry that know how to build components for cars. They are building the platforms that are going to be on them.
Is Bosch still a member? I think Bosch is a member.
Well, they are part of VDO now, isn't it?
When I sat my car on the tarmac in front of the Las Vegas Convention Center, it was my VCR that failed, not the car.
Yeah. No, but that's a big push in OSGi right now. It's about as big as the home gateway market is the car industry. And I mean, I know Acuna, they're very active. They're pushing their own agenda there as well. And AMIC, for example, on the US side is also a member of OSGi now. And they're more observing. It's another big standards body, but they're very aware of it.
Actually, I think probably most of the automotive initiatives really on the OSGi side. I'll tell you, the AMIC guys are interested, but there's really not a lot of flesh behind what they're trying to do. There's more auto guys in OSGi than there are in AMIC.
I think the jury is out on this. What are the additional revenues? I mean, I don't know. Is Cirrus and XFM going to make it? Do people really want to spend a whole lot of more money just to get more?
Well, I think that's the discussion to have. Is
yet to be seen.
Aftermarket right now, the guys from Cirrus, the digital radio stuff, the aftermarket nav players, $900 to $2,500 for a DVD player in your trunk and a screen. I mean, those guys are all on the decline right now. So it's guys like Telematics and OnStar that are perceived as being able to get that business with this third generation platform for telematics.
Yeah. I mean, we had talks initially with guys like OnStar, and I mean, it's just a matter of a business case for them. How can they benefit from the Java environment? And somebody has to find a business case.
Right.
Yes.
To make all the gateways work, you need IP numbers. Where does that fit in with the OSGi? Is that
It's,
some other level?
it's below, it's in the operating system. I mean, OSGi, it's more like an application server specification. But what you can do is you can have bundles that through the native interface can actually do, for example, a setting of your NAT, port forwarding, firewall rules, and those things. So we have, within Gatespace, we have one, what we call easy home networking setup, where you have a management system on the back that deploys the firewall bundles. It deploys, so you have a gateway which ships fairly naked. It's in our case, it's a Linux platform with an OSGi framework on top. And then the management system, so you subscribe, oh, I want so initially it just does NAT and nothing else. And then you say, oh, I want firewalling. Then we just deploy a little Java code to your gateway, which knows how to talk to the IP filters to set up the firewalling rules. And then you can do that. Or you can say, oh, I want to have application proxies for instant messaging. And then it deploys a Java bundle, which is more or less just a wrapper around an application proxy that gets linked into your firewall system. So you can do those things, although the question is, if you only do that, it probably doesn't justify the overhead of an OSGi framework. So it's like a benefit that you can do in addition. If you've already made the decision, I want to go OSGi, you can do this in addition to the application server.
Christian, thank you very
Yes.
much.
That's really good. Thank you.
So it's a very detailed presentation. We like to recognize the effort, and your effort is substantial. So thank you very much for spending the time and putting all that time in.
Oh, thank you very much.
65 foils.
Oh, I didn't show all of them.
You didn't show them. The ones that he did show will be up on the site as soon as he can get them to me.
Okay.
Does anyone have any announcements they want to make?
When are you looking for work? And we have an analytical startup based on the analytical project, and we have clients. We're very excited about it. So if you're perhaps interested in work, please come talk to me. And,
What skill set are you looking for?
Well, I'll talk to you about that. I have quite a list here. You know, Java, C, C++.
Engineers, program developers.
Developers, for the most part, but not totally. We're looking for artists, for example.
Okay. Someone who can, all kinds of development. Any other announcements? You were going to say something.
We've got the Internet World Essentials is down in South San Jose at the San Jose Convention Center. I think if you go on the webpage www.iw.com and you put code S2 or something, you can go to the exhibits for free at least. There's a lot of seminars. I think they're required to phone in for that. And there's also the RSA data back up in the Scouting Center all having this week. A lot of stuff going on.
Okay. I'd like to say that I am really excited about the kind of session we had tonight and about the ones that are coming up. We have some very interesting topics. Our speaker next time will be, and you can bring me all the topics you want, I've already got the next 3 lined up. The speaker next time is going to be the gentleman who did the Twiki. I don't know if you know what Twiki is, but it is one of the leading collaboration tools, web-based collaboration tools on the net that you can get on there, identify under a controlled environment, interact with each other in a development project